Thank you for joining us on the Real News Extra. My name is Fred. I'm the operations manager here at Relaw APC, and joining me today is Jennifer Felten, the principal and founder of Relaw APC.
Hello.
So Jennifer, what is the builder's remedy, and how is it used to force Beverly Hills to allow a project that they were trying to block?
Yes, so California has historically struggled with development over the last couple of decades.
Right.
You know, once an area is developed, the people who live there tend to not want more new stuff.
Right.
Right. The not in my backyard is a normal human behavior and very common. Some cities are more open to supporting their existing constituency than others. And as a result, it can be very hard to build in certain communities.
Right.
The state of California has had to deal with the impact of not having enough housing. We all have.
Right.
But homelessness or not enough. There's not enough supply of housing to meet the demand, and not at a functional price. Right. The cost of housing is very expensive compared to average incomes. So the state has passed laws year after year trying to create an environment where more housing would be built. To do that, they created a rule that says every city, every incorporated city, has to create a plan that allows for building of more dense housing. Right. So we live in Thousand Oaks, so Thousand Oaks put all that housing on like the main drag, Teal Boulevard, right? So, you know, for those of us who've lived here a really long time, we now have like mini high-rise apartment buildings, which for us is a big deal. Like, I don't mind them, but people do, right? They don't like them.
It's a big change.
It's a change for sure, right? And so, but they had to allow that, or we'd have been in violation, right? So some cities haven't done it, including Beverly Hills.
Right.
So Beverly Hills is in violation of that requirement to create these public plans for housing. As a result, a developer can go in and build anything they want.
Nice.
So in this case, the case in that we're talking about, 163 homes are going to get built, and Beverly Hills does not want 163 homes in a very prime space in Beverly Hills. So, but they don't have a choice because they didn't have a plan, right? They still don't. Beverly Hills still doesn't have a plan.
Right.
The result being that if I own land in Beverly Hills, I can pretty much build what I want. So Beverly Hills hasn't been denying the applications. They've just been saying they're not complete.
Right.
So the developer in this case had to sue to get a court to order the city to say that the application was complete so that they can move forward with their building.
Games, bureaucracy.
Playing games.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So Beverly Hills is not enjoying this game.
No, it doesn't sound like it. So why is this decision very important for developers and also people seeking properties in very high demand areas? Right.
So the reality is this is forcing the cities to comply and do what they're supposed to do or suffer the consequences.
Right.
And so you need to pay attention and understand if I buy something, what can I build, right? What are my rules and regulations? And what may it cost me in time, money, and effort to fight a government that doesn't want to cooperate, even though I could. But when you think about what you could build, if a city's out of compliance, you could build some big things, which could be very profitable if you have the right resources. So it's really important to know whether a city's in compliance or not when you're buying, because it will absolutely affect property values.
Got it. So how does this decision shift the balance of power between local governments and the state housing law?
I mean, the reality is that it's always been the case that local governments can make it very expensive and challenging for a developer if they choose to. And that's still true.
Yeah, of course.
But the state law, which does supersede local law, is winning.
Okay.
Over and over again. This case is just one of many, which means the cities are going to have to make some changes, whether they like it or not, or they're going to have stuff built that they don't want.
Right.
And for the developers to take advantage of this ability to do this. This isn't the only rule that we have that is making it easier. So California just passed a major reform of CEQA,
Okay.
which is a law that governs building and what you can and can't do. And in places like Beverly Hills, the CEQA reform will allow for easier getting a quicker path to getting your project developed as well.
Okay.
So the state government has done some things that are helpful for developers in order to try and spur the housing that we need. It hasn't had the effect yet, and it's 5 to 10 years away if it's successful. But at least we're trying at a state level and at a developer level to put homes out there for Californians.
Okay, well, thank you. And thank you for joining us for the Real News Extra. If you're enjoying this content, I invite you to click on like or subscribe, and of course, ring that little bell for future notifications. My name is Fred. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.